hi, hello, and howdy. I'm Mushmello. Hello. And doing kind of an unscheduled, impromptu live. Pardon my canvas, it's upside down. I'm working toward the top edge. And yeah, trying to finish this young man up before the end of the month. This was my Mother's Day canvas. It is Baby Jason by Rokari at rokari-dpa.com. Subscribers can use code MUSHYROCKS, that's MUSHYROKKS, at Rokari to get 15% off. I'm setting up my tablet because I'm so well prepared. Like I said, this was an impromptu. Thought I'd just throw the camera up for a little bit and talk to you guys while I'm crafting. And let me turn the volume all the way down. Oh, good. It is down because I don't want to hear myself any more than I had. I'm not in stereo, not in 3D surround sound. So, yay. Okay.
Did you get her?
I did. I got it.
Okay.
Again, my name is Mushmello, and I'm the host, curator, owner, runner. I don't know. I am the person.
That was false.
What?
We do not run around here.
We do not run. But yeah, I am just throwing the camera on. I've been lurking. I've been around, but not really. The recent videos that have been on my channel have been pre-filmed, and I was pre-filming for another reason. And it ended up coming in handy for this past last week and this week, because as a lot of you, or most of you probably know, who are subscribers to the channel, Sundown and I lost a close personal friend. His name was Andy Garcia. We had a nickname for him, Fluffy. And it was a loss that we hoped wasn't going to come, but was not wholly unforeseeable. It's just that the loss was sudden. We did not expect to lose him so quickly. In the description box of this live is another live we went and filmed when we saw him at the hospital last week. And we didn't know it at the time, but it turns out that was the last time we were going to get to see Andy and communicate with him coherently. Sundown did get to go visit him one more time when the family was called in, but we thought we were going to have more time with him. So you can hear Andy's story in his own words in that live. It's a short one. It's only about 30 minutes. His mother is also there. It is from his hospital room. Our friend Andy. Hi, Dawn. For anyone who doesn't know, our friend Andy had stage, oh gosh, I can't remember what he said, but I think it was stage 4 colon cancer when he was 27. He was diagnosed with it a week after his daughter was born, when he was 27. He sought treatment for it, went into remission, got to ring the bell, and everything was looking good. And then almost 2 years ago, he collapsed at work, or outside of work, and went to the doctor and found out that he had a bunch of malignant tumors on his liver. And he underwent chemo and radiation for a year and a half, focusing on the liver tumors, and all of them but one responded to treatment. One stubborn tumor would not go away. So they did a biopsy on it and found colon cells and figured out, okay, well, that's why the liver targeted treatments aren't working. Because this metastasized, at least this one in particular, metastasized from his colon. So then they went and looked over in that area and found there was cancer there. And they started treating him for that as well. And then the treatment wasn't as effective, but he was mid-course of treatment when there was an issue with the insurance, and they stopped treating him mid course of treatment. It was going well. It was reducing the cancer. Everything was looking good. His prognosis was looking good. But then they stopped mid-treatment because of, hi Tracy, because of an insurance hiccup. And the doctors were like, well, until you get the hiccup worked out, we can't do anything. We're not going to do anything else for you. We can't, no, no money, no treatment, essentially. And it took him about 3 months, but he got his insurance stuff worked out. And in the course of that 3 months of getting the insurance worked out, the cancer had, having been untreated for that 3 months, not, having stopped chemo and radiation and all that right in the middle of treatment, in just that 3 months, ended up pretty much ravishing his body. It came back to his liver in full force and basically killed his liver. When we went and saw him at the hospital, his liver was down to 30% functionality. He'd lost over 70% functionality of his liver. And his kidneys were failing, and it had metastasized to his bones, and they thought perhaps he was in the hospital for pneumonia, and they thought perhaps there was cancer. They think they saw cancer in images hiding under the fluid in his lungs, but they couldn't be for sure, so they had to clear out the pneumonia first and get more images so that they could determine if that was just fluid or if there was also cancer in his lungs. And unfortunately, they were not able to get that far with him because the cancer then, I guess, spread even more throughout his body. His kidneys ended up failing on him, and his liver totally failed on him, and then the rest of his body started to shut down. So that was all in the course of, was it 3 days?
Yeah.
3 days after the live stream that we filmed with him where he was talking to us and we were talking to his mom. 3 days later, he was gone. And it wasn't fully expected to go that way. The doctors just kept telling his family when they were asking, like, what's going on? What's the status? They kept saying, that with the stage of it, with the progression of and aggression of the cancer, that he was going to, he didn't have long, and that his time was going to come soon, but they wouldn't give them an idea of what soon meant. Soon like hours, soon like days, soon like months, weeks, what's soon to you, but they wouldn't answer. So the family didn't even really get the benefit of, like, if the doctors had just been like, look, we don't think he's going to make it past the next few days, he could have had the chance, made the time more meaningful. But he was hopeful. He was, up until the very last day that he was alive, he was still very hopeful and talking about getting second opinions and not being ready to go, not being done fighting. feeling like he could make it through what he was suffering through, what his body was suffering through. And so he wasn't given the opportunity because the doctors weren't clear and blatantly honest with him or his family on how long they anticipated that he had and how severe. Maybe I don't know if he and his family just didn't understand or didn't want to know, or the doctors weren't clear. I'm not sure the exact circumstances, but the bottom line is that he did not have time to prepare goodbye statements for his children or his family, or anything like that. So I met Fluffy through Sundown, and him and Sundown were friends many years. A decade or two? A decade?
12 years.
12 years. 12 years. They were friends. I only knew Fluffy for 2 years. So Sundown is much closer to the Garcia family and Andy than I was, but he was close enough to where he sat at our dinner table for Thanksgiving, and just saw our daughter Leah at work, would just go and, see if her car was there, and if it was, he'd stop in, and if he was driving by, stop in and see her, bring her some candy and stuff. Just bring his kids over here to look at the ducks and the geese and feed them and just have fun out here on the farm and stuff. And he was just the sweetest big teddy bearish kind of guy. And so I've been grieving. Whether my videos won't reflect it because they were pre-filmed before he took a turn for the worse. And so I may sound insensitive in some of my more recent videos in light of what has been going on, but that's only because it hadn't happened yet. So I've taken it pretty hard myself. I have I'm using diamond painting. I've got a lot of progress on this canvas in particular done because it's helping me kind of keep my mind busy, but also letting me process my feelings at the same time, if that makes sense. Not letting me overwhelm, because part of my brain is focusing on what I'm doing, but also it's giving me a little bit of time to think, and feel. Andy's funeral is tomorrow, and we've spent some time with the family, not a whole lot. We don't want to intrude or overwhelm them, but we have been to see them. And we've been in contact with them. We are fundraising for them. The link for the fundraiser is in the description box below. It is a GoFundMe. I'm also hosting multiple auctions right now. The active auction that's about to end in a couple hours is my Raven Diamond Art Stash. I've decided that helping his family afford the ridiculously expensive burial and service costs that they can't afford alone was more important than material things like my stash of canvases from one of my favorite companies. Like, at the end of the day, that's all that means less to me than making sure he gets a proper send off and resting place. You know what I'm saying? So I've been facilitating that blind auction. The link to the Google form, if you're interested in seeing what is up for auction. It is a blind auction, so you can't see what other people have bid, but all the details are in that form, and everything that's being auctioned is in that form. And then we're going to do one more one more fundraiser because that's what I had planned. And it's going to be an auction of diamond painting community donated canvases. There's some DAC Raven Diamond art. There are some budget canvases, themed budget canvases in there. I think there's a Pam diamond painting is going to be in there, and those can all be seen at my Facebook group, Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting on Facebook. It is a private group. You do have to be a subscriber to join. But when that second auction goes live, either sometime Thursday or Friday, it just depends on how fast I can get it put together properly. You can preview it on my Facebook group, but it won't be live until Thursday or Friday, and it will be live for a full week until the following Friday, which is June 6th. And that will also be a blind auction. The family, like none of us, his family or any of us that were trying to help raise funds for, because they expected him to go into hospice after the pneumonia cleared up. And he's got 2 small kids, and we were trying to fundraise for that, and it turned into a fundraiser for funeral expenses instead. And those costs were much more than I anticipated. I saw the bill myself, the itemized bill, and I say it's robbery, but I guess that's the cost of passing away. For Andy, the cost of him passing away was $11,000 to facilitate a very modest budget optioned service and burial for him. The family was pretty much forced to choose the most budget effective options of everything that was presented to them, because they couldn't even afford that, but they were trying to keep costs down, understandable. And the worst part of it is we found out that the funeral home was making them pay cash for the entire thing up front before they would even pick up Andy's body from the hospital to prepare for the service. And I don't know about anybody else, but I don't have $11,000 in cash just sitting around. It had to be cash also. I couldn't be credit card. Couldn't be a payment plan. Nothing like that. Had to be in full cash up front. And the hospital was like, yo, you need to come retrieve your family, have somebody come retrieve your family member from our I guess, is it the morgue? And so they were getting pressure to come get their son's body, and then also the only people that could get it wouldn't do it until they were paid $11,000. So I've been busting tail trying to spread the word, be there for the family, us dealing with our own personal grieving, as well losing a friend, as well as just grieving for his family. And diamond painting is how I'm kind of getting through it. So I know a lot of us use diamond painting for emotional things, whether it's mental health issues or emotional states, hard times, therapy. I call it diamond painting therapy. And that's what I've been doing for the last several days. So yeah, thought I would share. It's not very often that we share people channels, creators, whatever, we share our vulnerabilities. A lot of us do. Some too much, some not enough, some never. But I know that I think it's something we can all relate to, is diamond painting as a therapy to help us through some things, you know? Yeah, he was just, oh my gosh. Um, sweetest guy. Sweetest guy, though he looked kind of big, burly, and scary, but was really just always laughing and just a sweetheart. He had been teaching me some naughty words in Spanish because I asked him to. I was like, teach me all the curses. I want to know all the curse words. Teach them to me. But yeah, well, it doesn't stop I think it doesn't really stop the thoughts, but for me anyway, it keeps me from spiraling though. It keeps me just occupied enough to where I can still think about the things that I want and need to think about and process, but but it's not so mindless that my thoughts take over and I spiral into a panic attack or anything like that. So it I've been spending many moons, many hours diamond painting. I just can't be. I was tentative to even turn on the live stream and chat with anyone who might show up today, because I was tentative to turn it on at all. I just am not 100% in the social mood. It's kind of a Debbie Downer, which is not how I usually am on the channel, but I can't help it. But with normally I'd have a video come out tomorrow, but with everything going on and us going to be attending the funeral and then sure we're not going to feel too dandy afterward. I just didn't feel it right to put up a video tomorrow, and so here we are. I do intend on making a collage type memorial video when everything is said and done, and I have some time to kind of heal, just a week or two, just to kind of like for the edge to come off, and then and for everything to kind of be settled. And I will put together a video for the community so everyone can see what an amazing community we have here, because Andy wasn't a diamond painter, but he did like diamond paintings. Like I made him a Jack Skellington one once. I was like, dude, this isn't like as dark. This is a little cartoonish for me, not my jam, but I did it for him anyway, and he loved it. And I've made some stuff for his mom, but he was part of our community. He was a member of our community, fan of the channel, big supporter. So, yeah. Diamond painting stops the blending thoughts going off in your head. Yeah, it's just kind of what it's been doing for me. Sundown's been video gamer face, doing a shooty game like Call of Duty, I think. Been streaming that a lot, more than usual. It's keeping his mind off of, pulling his focus away, giving him time to let the feelings sink in, let the reality sink in. It's just, and I gotta admit, I have a little bit of like, I guess it would be survivor's remorse. Is that what they call it? Or survivor's guilt? Because Andy and I bonded early on when we first met. it was shortly after we first met, that he got diagnosed with the return of his cancer and the liver tumors. And oh, hey, Sundown. And oops, we bonded early on because I have liver tumors as well. I have a couple dozen. Although mine are special little rare snowflakes that are currently benign, but the rarity is that they're a rare type that can turn malignant whenever they feel like it. Like if I could walk to the bathroom, and by the time I walk out, I could go in benign and come out malignant. Like I could go to bed tonight benign and wake up tomorrow malignant. So they have that going for them. And then also they are highly prone to rupturing. So they're fragile little bubbles, I guess. And but he and I both shared the existence of multiple tumors on our livers, I guess. Not our liver. We didn't share a liver. I mean, our individual livers. And so we would kind of sit around, and I think I got the feeling like it was nice, like he got something from, because I know I did, from having someone to talk to, because you can talk to somebody about something and like they can sympathize or empathize with you, like, oh, I know you must feel so sick, or this must be so inconvenient, this must suck. I totally know what you're talking about, but you don't know what they're talking about if you don't have the same exact issue. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I had the same exact problem. He had a bunch of liver tumors. I have a bunch of liver tumors. So we kind of bonded over the symptoms, as gross as they can be. We bonded over the symptoms, where he would be like, have you ever da 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 da, or do you feel like blah 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 blah, or does this happen to you? And then I could, oh my gosh, validate him. Yes, me too. And how about this and this? Oh my gosh, yeah, me too. And I could tell him like, hey, because I dealt with liver tumors longer than he did, and I was like, hey, ask the doctor to look into this. Tell the doctor about that. You want to make sure that the doctor knows that you're feeling XYZ and then having that symptom. And I could help him in that way too. And we bonded over that. I think it felt nice to know that he was talking to someone who actually knew what he was talking about, not just imagining what it must be like, but actually feeling what he was feeling in some respects. I'm really glad we got to get his story. I mean, if I had known then that it was even possible that he wouldn't, that I wouldn't see him again, because I didn't get to see him again after that video. Sundown did, but by then he was a little he was incoherent and not able to really communicate very well. So if I had known that was going to be his last chance, and I had the camera right there, I was right there. I could have made a video. I could have gotten more pictures. I could have, but I didn't know. Was planning to go see him the next day, but then they pulled him in for a procedure the next day. They were trying to, I guess his water retention had gotten so bad in his abdomen that they had to urgently, surgically go take him in and remove some of the fluid. And so we didn't know, nobody knew that we weren't going to be able to see him the next day, because this emergency procedure. How many pounds of fluid did they pull out of him?
I want to say 5.9 liters or 5.2, something like
5.9 liters or somewhere between 5 and 6 liters of fluid out of his abdomen alone.
And his legs.
And his leg. Oh, and his legs too.
Yeah, it was his legs, and I think they went through the belly area to do it.
They went through his belly to get to his legs to pull out that much fluid, which was like something like 9 pounds or something like that.
Yeah.
9 pounds of fluid. They, and we didn't know. He didn't know. Nobody knew that the emergency procedure was going to be required that day, and so we didn't get to go see him the next day after we filmed that live. And then the next day he had the procedure, and that was off. And then the next day, we were all communicating until around 12 or 1 o'clock, and then it just stopped. And I thought, he's on a lot of meds. He's, going through, his body's going through some stuff. I figured he was just taking a nap or something. And Sundown kept trying to call and text him every couple hours, and, or every hour or so, and wasn't getting an answer from, nobody was answering his phone. And then finally at 7 o'clock that night, about 7 o'clock, Andy's little brother Brian answered Andy's phone and said, dude, man, he took a turn for the worse. He fell asleep this afternoon around 1 o'clock, and then when he woke up, at first we thought he had a stroke from the sounds of, like they were saying, he was not able to fully functionally move properly. He was kind of erratic in his movements. He wasn't real coherent in his speech. His speech was slurred. He was confused. He was in and out of consciousness. The doctors were trying to assess what happened, exactly, was this a stroke? Is there something else going on or whatever? It wasn't until the next day, his final day, that they said basically it was, they think it was his kidneys. The fact that they had failed and were leaking toxin, toxic stuff into his body that was causing him to, him to go through that stroke-like symptoms. But yeah. So it all happened that fast, and there was really not another opportunity to I wanted to give that to his family, to be able to go in and film, and if I had to edit, a message from him to his kids, to his family, something to live on after he was gone. But he went so fast that it degraded so fast it just wasn't possible. If I had known, I beat myself up about that too. If I should have, but I didn't want to. He was so hopeful, and his mom was so hopeful, and everybody was so positive and hopeful, and trying to, we're going to get second opinions. We're going to check, this up at Barnes Jewish with you guys. We were talking about, we'd give him a ride up there. We were due to go back up there anyway, and he could come with us and visit the Siteman Center, see if they can't, get him a second opinion, because we expected him to be out of the hospital by then. And but if I had known, and even though I didn't know, I wish I could go back in time and just kind of, but I didn't want to put them through any more than I had with the live. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to do the live because they wanted to raise awareness, but also they realized that hearing directly from him and seeing, the reality of the situation might be helpful, because there are so many people in this world that lie and cheat and steal and grift, in terms of, or dishonest in some way just to get free money and stuff. And here we are asking, for the community's help, fundraising. I'm like, it would probably go a long way with people, especially people that are new or strangers, you know, and that, you know, don't know me or whatever, or don't trust fundraising activities to see and hear you in your own words, instead of me just say, hey, I know a guy, let's, and he was down for that. And I just, they were both so emotional. I just didn't feel like pushing them further, but I wanted to. It was in my head, like, now while we're here and we have the camera, and now, but then I was like, no, let's let them rest. I can always come back tomorrow. But tomorrow it was too late, so guilt about that. Hi, Margie. Hi, Four. Four was at the live with Fluffy. I recall that. Yeah, I know I shouldn't feel guilty, because there's no way I could have known. The doctors weren't even forthcoming with a timeline. But to assume, and I guess this is a lesson for everyone, not to take your loved ones or your time on this earth, yours or theirs, for granted. People's in general, doesn't even have to be a loved one. Respect other people's time on this earth too, because we far too often take it for granted that we have a tomorrow, we have a later, we have, yeah, I'll get it tomorrow. I'll see you later. I'll call them back tomorrow. You don't know, And I think the worst part is anyone who's seen his live saw that he was hopeful, he was fighting, he was, we're going to get second opinions. I got this, I'm not going to let this beat me down. Very positive. And that was genuine. And I guess he had like that last burst of energy or lucidity that people often describe those who are passing have, where you think, oh, wait, there's a shot. We might get through this, that burst. He had that the day he passed, enough to coherently speak with his family and have a discussion with his mom and his dad and his brothers. And he had gotten to the point, that fast, he had gotten to the point where he's the one that decided enough was enough. And that's heartbreaking, because he was never a quitter. He was a fighter. And he was refusing, I will not let cancer take me. You will not get me. I will not lay down and let you take me. And in the end, he just was, in the end, he got to have the discussion with his family and let them know. And then he started refusing. He started like fighting off the nurses and refusing the oxygen masks and any IV, anything. He's like, take the IV out, take it all off, take it off, take it out. I'm done. I can't anymore. And it wasn't after he refused any further life-saving, life-maintaining measures. It wasn't even, I don't think, 30 minutes, and that was it. It wasn't Sundown didn't they called Sundown, said, you need to get up here. He's refusing treatments, medications, help. He's made this decision, and they don't think he's going to make it through the night. And it wasn't even 30 minutes. Sundown couldn't even make it to the hospital in time. So. Hey, Wendy. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat. Ugh. I don't even get me started on doctors. Ooh, I've been, man, I do not have my own personal experience with doctors, and this recent experience, trying to help, we don't know everything. It's not like we were all up in the business, but we tried to help when we were there as much as possible. Kind of communicate. There was perhaps a little bit of a language barrier, between the doctors and maybe Andy's mom and dad a little bit. They are a Hispanic family, and the accent is thick, and stuff. So we were trying to tell us so we can tell them, or can you're explaining it to them, but can you explain it to us so that we can make sure they understand, and just making sure that everything was being communicated and understood, at least as much as we could while we were there, in the short times that we were there, because that was a big concern of mine, is do they really understand what these doctors are saying? Is not that they're smart people. I'm sure they could comprehend, but I just meant linguistically, are we understanding? Are we communicating clearly? Oh, but man, doctors are a sensitive subject with me. I'm not a big fan of doctors right now, or historically. Yeah, the first liver tumor of mine was found about 2 years before, and I was never told. I was never told that it showed up on the MRI. Doctor never informed me that I had tumors popping up on my MRI until it was too late. I had a couple dozen, and I started getting real sick, and and I'm like, if you had told me, or not you, but if the doctor that discovered them had told me about it when they first saw the first one, I could have got on it right away. But you jack wagons. Oh, nothing. It's not a big deal. I'm like, well, yeah. My current situation begs to differ. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, we were shocked that he went so quickly too. It was, like I said, we had made plans. He was going to come with us. We go back up to Saint, gosh darn it, not Saint, Barnes Jewish, in next week, and for something for me, and we offered to take him. We had plans. Hey, if they've released you, if you get over this pneumonia thing and they released you, you come up there with us. We'll take you whenever, whatever. Come with us, go to the cancer center there, see if they can help you, and yeah, we had plans with him. Yeah, I need to take better care of myself. I haven't been sleeping much. Just I'm one of those people that if I don't stay busy, whether it's diamond painting, keep a controller in my hand for video games or cleaning the house. If I don't stay busy, I fall apart a little bit. So I'm just burying myself in. I certainly don't feel like filming videos, so it might be a while before we get a new video. I need a little more time before I have a little pep in my step, if so to speak. But I don't know. Like I said, mental health awareness month, and I'm using diamond painting as a mental health crutch, aid, assistant, however you want to word it, whatever you want to call this. I'm using it to help me get through this. And a lot of times we only see, a lot of people don't like to be real open about things. And I'm like, you know what? I'm human. I'll be open about it. Might help somebody. It might help somebody to see someone else going through something, struggling a little bit, and diamond painting their way through it. I don't know if it somehow helps somebody some way. And if not, then hi. At least, I got to hang out with you guys. Yeah, there should have been somebody to translate. It was and they had a cancer center at the hospital he was at. They had a cancer center. But I mean, even my own PCM from here. So I have a primary care doctor here locally to like go to for, when I don't, for things that I'm not, whatever, referrals, whatever. All my specialists are up in St. Louis at Barnes Jewish though. But my PCM, I was talking to him a while back, and I asked him, I said, listen, as much as I love Barnes Jewish, that's a 10 to 12 hour round trip. And I go at least once a month. We're going up there, and it's becoming expensive. It's becoming physically exerting. It's the trips are really hard on me. And I said, but I don't trust the doctors here. There have been some major missteps with the doctors locally, and I really just don't trust them. And he was like, I wouldn't trust them either. And he was like, honestly, there's a cancer place in Little Rock, and that's the one Andy went to. It's called Crafty-ish. But he said he did not recommend them. And I told Andy about this. I was like, dude, I know you love your doctor. And Little Rock is closer than St. Louis, but my PCM was telling me that the cancer center you're going to up there in Little Rock it was a research hospital for many, many, many years. They didn't do cancer treatment. And it's only been in the last 5 or 10 years that they've started treating cancer. They haven't proven themselves in the medical community as being reliable cancer treatment. They were research. They were a research hospital for their entire history up until recently. And my PCM will not even refer me there, even though it's closer. And I guess there's nothing in Memphis with a good enough reputation either. So my PCM even said that he thought the best bet was to suffer the trips up to Barnes Jewish. But now, if only I could have convinced him, to maybe get earlier on to get a second opinion with us up at Barnes, maybe something could have been different. Oh my God, 15 hours for your treatments each time, man. No. I know, like, I'm literally next week I'm going this is how bad the medical care is here. And I forgot I was going to tell you about the cancer department at the hospital NEA where Fluffy passed. But before I tell you that, like, yeah, the the imaging here, just the imaging alone, so MRIs, x-rays, you know, things like that, mammograms, so unreliable here locally that my doctors at Barnes Jewish are having me drive. They do not trust the doctors here to even do the imaging right. And I am driving up there next week. Be there. I have to be checked in at 6:30 a.m. for my quarterly liver MRI because it uses a special dye called Eovist, and they tried ordering the last couple quarters images here locally, and they keep saying they order it with the Eovist dye, and the facility, we tried 2 different facilities here, and they called first and they both said, yep, we will have that dye. We have to order it, but we'll have it. And then I get there, I confirm with them before I get in the tube of doom, you have the Eovist. You'll be using the Eovist as ordered, right? Yeah. Basically brush me off. Yeah, get in the tube of doom. You know, we got this. We're professionals. Don't question us kind of attitude, you know. Get on in there. And then go through all the hassle. I'm a hard stick, so go through all the hassle of trying to get an IV in my arm or hand or wherever they can stick it. And finally get through that torture just to get stuck in the machine of doom that I can't stand because I'm a little claustrophobic. Go through all that just to get the false hope. The first time it happened, I was like, what? Turns out they used the wrong dye. They used the Galidium, or however you pronounce it, the normal, everyday, average Joe. They didn't use the special one that my tumors react to. And the results came back, and actually the Galidium, or whatever the regular dye is, it masks my tumors. My tumors are special little snowflakes, like I mentioned. They're rare. They're a rare kind, and they actually get masked by the normal dye. They need this special enzyme dye to light my liver up like a Christmas tree. And so the results came back and they were like, there's no tumors at all. And I'm like, are you, what? I was healed by the waters of Georgia. Where did I get Georgia? I was healed by the waters of Arkansas. Really? Okay. I doubt that. But the results were sent up to Barnes Jewish, and they were like, well, we know where we're looking, you know, for the bigger tumors. We can see the hints of Bertha and baby Bertha. Those are my 2 biggest tumors. I've named them. Don't judge me. And they were like, we can see kind of like the hint of them. So we know that they're there. They were just masked. It turns out they used the wrong dye. So we gave the other medical group, which is NEA, where Fluffy was, and we used them the second time, and they did the same freaking thing. I get the report and it shows no tumors, you know, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And you get that moment of hope, even though you know that they didn't just go away poof. But you know, you want to, miracles happen, right? It was then that they realized, yeah, no, neither of the radiology facilities there can be trusted. And now I have to drive 12-hour round trip to go just have an MRI. This time I couldn't get anything else scheduled for the day, so we're going up there, MRI, turning around, coming home. Ridiculous. Oh, thank you, Dawn. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. Well, but yeah, just so everyone knows, like I mentioned earlier, but if you're coming in, I do plan on making a video But first, before I do that, what I want to do is pick a symbol that I actually need to put down. There we go. I am going to make a video so everyone can see where everything that was raised, all the money that was raised, what it was used for. I mean, we're going to try to get some respectful, we don't want to be invasive, intrusive, disrespectful, with the family's permission. We're going to try to get some tasteful, respectful, non-intrusive or invasive photos of the service in general. Nothing that nobody needs to, you know what I'm saying? Nothing graphic. But one of the things that the family had to cut because they couldn't afford the burial and service in the first place, bare minimum, bare bones, literally cheapest everything, bare bones everything was $11,000. They could not even afford floral arrangements to be for the casket or to be at the service, like how there's floral arrangements and stuff. They couldn't afford any floral situation. And I believe, if I understood correctly, they're still trying to work out a headstone situation. But we're the community, not Mushmellow and Sundown, but and I'm just saying diamond painting community because of the situation. I don't want to go in and present or have a card or anything that says dark and creepy diamond painting community. Not for a situation like this. We're just calling it diamond painting community. But the diamond painting community has already, and I will show this in a video, a commemorative video once things settle down, and I'm waiting for some things to be mailed to me. There are some special gifts from people who in our community who actually knew Fluffy. Ephemera 3D, Cass and Tyler Short, they actually had interactions with Fluffy in the past through me and Sundown, with Fluffy and his kids and stuff. So they personal acquaintances of Fluffy's and stuff, and they wanted to send a gift to the family. So I'm waiting on those to come in and stuff. Like we're getting things from the community, and we're collecting all the positive comments and stuff like that. We're going to present that to the family, but I'm going to put a collage video together showing you guys what all of your positive vibes, your well wishes, your gifts, your donations, however it was you participated. Nothing was too big or too small, and it was all appreciated, whatever form it came in. And I'm going to put something together, but spoiler, the community did supply the family with a very nice garden memorial stone for Andy. And I'll be sure to include a picture of that. And it's kind of funny. There's a story to that that I didn't know until we gave them the memorial stone. But I knew that they were having trouble and struggling and agonizing over the whole headstone thing. And while a garden memorial stone is that could just be picked up and taken from a cemetery, so it's not a suitable headstone. I thought it would be something nice for them to have at their home. Something that maybe would be less scary to the children. The children are young, and cemeteries can be scary. And you can't always get out there. It could be a rainy day. It could be a service is being held out there and you don't want to drive through there. Whatever the case may be. I thought it would be nice for them to have a memorial stone at their home in their garden for him and for the kids, And so the diamond painting community gifted their family that. And the diamond painting community is also providing a floral arrangement. It's nothing grandiose. It's a modest floral arrangement, but Andy will have flowers at his funeral. And so there's that. I mean, that's, to me, was a no-brainer. You know, I that was a small a small token and like I said, we're not gonna be presenting it as from our family, uh our family proper. It's gonna be coming from the diamond painting family, from everyone, from every single person who listened to a story, left a comment, um donated a canvas for auction, donated their hard-earned dollars, uh, donated their time. Like I said, their time, their comments, their thumbs up, just being here. So I wanted you guys to know that, in case, you know, you start seeing thank you messages guided to the community as a whole, you know, you'll understand what that's about. And then the rest of the funds, every penny is going toward paying for this service, funeral and service. The family, because they had to pay up front, the family ended up having to borrow from friends and bought advances on paychecks and things like that to try to scrape the money, and then the GoFundMe funds, scraping all that together to try to just to get it done, you know, the service done. And now they're going to be paying back all those pay advances, if you will, and personal loans of money from friends and stuff. So we're doing what we can to help. Yep. I hope I'm doing the right thing. I've never done anything like this before. Thank you, Tracy. You know, and thank you, Wendy. I've never done anything like this before, so I'm fumbling my way through it, and I am an awkward little monster. And I never know if I'm saying the right thing, the appropriate thing, if maybe I'm saying something, you know what I mean? I'm not real good at being careful and filtering myself, so it kind of pops in my head and out my mouth a majority of the time. And I live in fear that I'm just going to say something offensive or wrong and not mean it that way, or know that I said it that way. But I am who I am, and it is what it is. And I've never, like I said, fumbling my way through all of it. Thought I'd have more time. So the auction, I'm fumbling my way through that silent auction. There's another auction to come after. It's going to be the last fundraising effort before I shut the GoFundMe down. And, you know, I've asked so much of this community. Now this is where I'm going to kind of maybe sound, I don't know, pompous or something. I don't feel like I've asked the community for a lot. In the year and a half I've had a channel, I don't feel like I've asked really for much of anything, except when I say, hey, like, subscribe, share. Sometimes I might ask the community to go check out this creator. They're trying to hit a goal. Sometimes I might say, hey, go check out this creator. They're new. They're just starting out. Go see about them. Go say hi. But I don't think I've ever asked the community for much of anything beyond that. And I am I'm kind of a firm, don't ask for helper. I just, it's not my style. It's not my thing. So I'm not good at it. But, you know, I'm trying to also show good faith that, like, look, I'm not just asking you guys, I haven't just been asking you guys, the community, for help. I'm willing to sacrifice as well. I'm able to give them what money I can in person to help them in the instant, you know what I mean? So, uh that's why you may not see many donations to the GoFundMe from me and Sundown, because we're driving down the road where they live. They live down the street. We can hear them if they yell outside. you know, uh helping them in the at the drop of a hat, like that. So we're able to do that. But I'm giving up my Raven Diamond Art stash uh to try to raise money for this. I'm doing what I loathe, not love, loathe to do, which is ask for help. So I am trying to show that I'm giving of myself too. I'm not just asking, hey, you guys, give extra time, give extra comments, give extra any extra money you have. Give of yourselves. I'll just be sitting here watching. I'm not doing that. I promise you. I hope I've shown you guys that. Well, no. I'll be honest. I got no freaking clue what I'm doing, but I didn't have time. I had this whole scheduled thing out where I'm gonna space out fundraisers over time, and I was gonna do gaming live streams, and with little fun stuff on the screen, and live streams with fun stuff on the screen for diamond painting, and I had all this, and then the plan just got flushed in the matter of 3 days. The plan was like down the toilet. We didn't have time. I didn't have time to research how to host a auction. What's the best way to host a auction for a YouTube community? What's the best way to try to fundraise, and I wanted to stretch it out over time, not overwhelm everybody with like, hey, I wasn't in control of the timing. Yeah, I mean, they have been, the amount of times I have seen his mom cry reading, spoiler, Andy was a member of the Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting Facebook group. And his mother has access to his Facebook now and has been lurking and reading all the comments, all the well wishes. That's why even after he passed, I still have been tagging him, because I know that she'll get that notification and see it. And the amount of times I've seen her get emotional because of the kind words and even just emojis that you guys send. You wouldn't believe it. You guys just really made them feel not so alone. Sorry, thirsty. Dr. Pepper. You have to listen to me gulp. My bad. So, yep. I don't mean to be all sappy and unload. I don't get this sappy, at least not in public. Sometimes in the tier 3, we get a little deep, but I usually try to keep the general channel stuff light. But I'm not going to fake it. Sorry. Not that sort of person. I'm not going to fake it, and I don't have it in me. So, sorry. Also, that is one of the reasons why our what is the thing? You got the cup and you spilling the tea. That's one of the reasons why the spilling the tea is going to be we're behind on that too. Sorry. It's my fault. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. We'll get back to it. I might actually get to have we might have a special guest. We might have a special guest in the next spilling the tea. No. So that'll be fun. When you guys see the special guest. Some of you gonna hate me. Some of you gonna hate me just a little bit. But that's okay. I'm gonna be ornery. That's all I can say is that expect some orneriness. I'm feeling spicy lately. I can't help it. What can I say? I've been spicy. In a spicy mood. But I'm hoping to get this canvas done before the end of the month because this was the Mother's Day themed canvas. A little baby Jason. I mean, now I've got to come up with something for June. I kind of sat down with Sundown so we can get some canvases flattened and prepped. I figured I'd let him pick June's canvases because June, Father's Day, you know, so I'm like, well, I'll let you pick. You show me. He picked like 6. It's like, well, that's a little ambitious, honey. That's a little ambitious. Can we put these in order of which you want these done? Because I know you think I diamond paint nonstop day and night and like you never see me and stuff. And that may be true in some cases. But 6 is a little ambitious. Just a little bit. Put these in numerical order and I'll do as many as I can in the order in which you want them, like most to least excited about. Can we do that? Hi, Milana. I can't spill. I cannot spill who the guest is. You have to see the guest. You'll have to see who the guest is. Yeah. I can't spill. I can't. And that would spoil it. But I just know that you're gonna, I don't know, some of you gonna hate on me a little bit and be like, my girl, how could you let that person come on as a guest? And some of you are gonna be like, it's about time, or some of you are gonna be too busy laughing. That's all I can say. Nope. It's better. It's better. You're not getting it and not getting anything else out of me. And don't even try. Kristen is Fort Knox. Don't even try to get it out of her either. She won't tell you. She won't tell you. But we're very excited, both her and I. Very excited about our special guest. Me more than her, but still. Looking for some good topics to talk about. The next spilling the tea is probably going to be a frou-frou topic. It's probably not going to be like a controversial, super in-depth, hard-hitting one because we will be having a special guest. But when it's just me, you know, the episode after that, when it's just me and her and our special guest is not in attendance anymore, it's just for the one episode, we'll probably get back to like controversy. How's that? Jimmy Fallon say it? Controversy. But I really kind of want to do one on I don't know if this is like a term anyone else uses, but like a year or so ago, somebody had brought up to me a situation occurred and somebody was like, oh my gosh, that's creator abuse. I was like, what creator abuse? And I got schooled on what, I didn't know that was a thing. until then. And I think that would be an interesting, pretty controversial topic. I think there are going to be some creators that disagree. I think, with some thoughts and ideas in that realm, and I think there are going to be some that would agree. I think there are going to be some viewers that are like cock-a-doodie. I call cock-a-doodie. There's no there, and then I think there's going to be some viewers that are going to be like, yeah, I can see that. I've seen that kind of stuff. I would like to do that topic. But that's not what the next one's going to be about. But soon, I would like to do that one kind of soon. Oh, I missed another little music note there. The diamond painting police. No. We should do another rap battle soon. Did you guys get to see the rap battle? If you haven't seen Kristen and I rap battle, and you want to see how idiotically stupid we are, it's in there. It's up there. It's out there. I thought I was going to have to bully Kristen into that. I thought there's no way Kristen's going to agree to this. I'm going to have to really put some muscle into that. And I brought it up to her. I'm like, we should do a rap battle. And I was fully prepared with I had notes with bullet points of reasons why we should rap battle and how it would work and why it would be okay. And you can do it, Kristen. And then if that didn't work, you will do it, Kristen. And she surprised me. She's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, that'd be really funny. I think everybody would really find that funny. And I was like, you're not going to fight me on it? She's like, no, let's do it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I was ready to fight. I was ready to put my dukes up for it, but I didn't have to. So we had a lot of fun doing it. The only bummer is that I couldn't find a beat to go in the background of the rap battle. That was kind of on rhythm for our verses. So it was like an acapella. It was like or acoustic or whatever that is. It was a beatless diamond painting rap battle. Yeah, we could do another rap battle at some point. Oh my gosh. We worked really hard on that pink and black event, man. Trying to just do something different, shake it up a little bit. It's good to have something routine and predictable, something that you know what you're getting into, but then once in a while it's all right to step into the fun house. Step into the house of horrors and get surprised, not know what's around the next corner. So yeah. I think I won the rap battle. We still argue about that now. She feels like she won. I feel like I won. And I was like, can't we both win? And then we're both like, nope. Nope. Yes, you did, Sundown. Yeah, I knew he was gonna pipe up. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You did. You definitely won. Uh-oh. Are you just passing through? Or are you coming in here to be a Dorcas?
I gotta go check the toilet to make sure it flushes.
Oh, okay.
Hi, everyone.
How long do you expect the toiletary test to take?
Oh, I just got paid.
Oh, urination station? Okay. We had a lot of fun. That was another kind of uncharted territory in large part. We had no idea what we were doing. We were just flying by the seat of our, I mean, we had a plan and like how we thought, but I tell you, the best laid plans, my friends, the best laid plans. You know what they say. We had hiccups at every turn, but we worked hard. I mean, that's where the whole pivot thing comes from. The amount of times that one or both of us was like, pivot. We were chugging along with this idea in mind and started going, the train started moving in one direction and then got derailed by someone or something, and then we'd be like, pivot. We had to think fast and fix it on the fly. It was lots of fun. And heck, even Rokari Eve got involved. Like, I wasn't sure what to expect, but we were like, "Hey, you want to troll with us?" And she was like, I fully expected her to be like, "Psh, I'm too busy for that stuff." And she was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh. Come on, girl, get your troll on." But yeah, I hope we did a good job. We want to make sure to we wanted to put some positivity into the diamond painting community and show that there can be drama, because oh my gosh, the drama. We won't get into it here this time, but I think we can all acknowledge the drama. The drama. It's real special. It's real special over here in this craft, isn't it? Isn't it though? And it seems to be all negative, and I'm like, you know what, there can be positive drama. I think people forgot. Let's remind them, let's positive drama some stuff. It's kind of like good and bad stress. People just hear stress and they automatically think, ooh, that's bad. But think about like weddings, childbirths, you know birthdays.
Running from the police, it's stressful when they're on your tail, but it's good stress when you outrun them.
Yeah, okay. Bad stress while you're running from the police, and good stress when you've done outrun them. Okay, thank you, Sundown.
Sorry, guys.
But like, there's good stress and bad stress, and same thing with drama. There's good drama and bad drama. And we wanted to remind people, especially the people that like really really sink into the drama for drama's sake, that they don't have to create a bad situation. You can have positive drama. It can be fun. It can be you can be friendly and still be dramatic. Ask Kristen. she messaged me this morning. She sent me a voice clip this morning. She's like, "Have you been kidnapped? Are you okay? Blink." Something like, "Blink twice if you need help." Like, she can see me. Like, I don't know what she's talking about, but something of that nature. I know she accused me of being kidnapped, because she's like, "I didn't get a single voice clip from you at all yesterday. Are you okay?" Being dramatic. I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm just, just processing." So, yeah. We were hoping to. I was hoping that it would catch on more. This idea of positive drama, because we have so much negative drama, and just this whole thing. I think it happens. It's weird. Life is weird. Life is weird because it's short, and we have tragedies like what Andy and his family and are going through, and stuff like that, that really remind you that life is short and precious, and not to take things for granted, and etc., right? But eventually, as time goes on and you start to heal, we're humans, and a lot of us fall back into some of the same routines or ruts where we kind of start old patterns and stuff, you know what I mean? And falling into taking things for granted and whatnot. And You know, I just wanted to bring some positive, and hoping that it would, that the idea of positive drama would take off a little more in the community over time, so that we can kind of maybe get out of this negative drama rut that seems to be plaguing. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Am I the only one seeing it? I don't know. But it's gross. So hopefully we can, if we all work together, we can uh band together and make this a more positive place. Life is too short for all this negative junk, bullying and bashing, and um you know there are some communities I've seen, just you see all kinds of stuff, and it's just, there's no time for that. There is no time for that. I mean, Andy was just turned 32 on May 7th. Just turned 32. And that life is short. We ain't got time. We do not have time for all this negativity, hate. Um, if you need drama in your life, if you need that drama and suspense, and whatever drama provides you, if you need it, at least, like, let's make it positive. Let's sarcasm's a good way to positive, well, as long as everybody else understands that you're being sarcastic anyway. But yeah, I don't know, teasing Kristen about Care Bears and pink floofy stuff. I'm always down for that. Sounds like positivity to me. Hey. I actually, I had 550 or so canvases, budget and high end. A mix. Okay, these two. Fudge sickles. Well, there are now 3 drills that were misplaced because I thought I had a Y in my hand and I didn't, and I don't feel like trying to peel these up to find out where they were. Nobody saw that. I don't think 3 drills is going to make or break this canvas. Just saying. If so, well, sorry. Sounds like a you problem. I did have a bajillion canvases in my stash, but I ended up giving them away. I did a couple D stashes early in my channel, but I gave them away. I was just like, does anyone want these canvases? First come, first serve. You just pay shipping. You can have them. And that's what I did. And then I got overwhelmed in my stash again. And I was like, okay, well, let's do a 1313 subscriber giveaway. And I held a giveaway where the prizes in large part were more than half of my 500 plus diamond painting stash split up amongst 13 winners. To, it's 1313. So now I only have, I'm pretty much down to the canvases I really want. I have the number to destash. Like, I have more canvases than I probably have a right to own, but they're all ones that I would like to do. I've destashed per se, or I've given away all the ones that I would consider giving away. Does that make sense? Yeah, it didn't. The whole auction thing for the Raven Diamond Art canvases out of my stash kind of hurt my soul a little bit. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, I had them because I liked them and whatever, but I'm like, I'll get rid of every diamond painting I own bit by bit if that's what it takes to help the family out. And I would have too. Absolutely would have. So yeah, but the Raven Diamond Art auction thing, that's all me. That's that auction that just ended. Probably should. I think it just ended at some point. I probably should go turn off the Google form. That was all. That was all me. Destashing. Hi. Well, thank you. Thank you. I know he would often lurk in our lives and stuff, and I'm sure that when things kind of chill out and calm down, his mom is going to come back and watch some of these. I'm making a playlist on my channel it's just Andy related, so that she can go back and look at any videos that we made for him with him, and she will see that comment. Him and his family will. So thank you. Okay, this is gonna take me off. Oh, I guess I've teased it. If anybody's interested, those who have tried Reed's diamond painting putty, are we digging it? I'm that's what I'm using right now. I'm digging it. Kristen uses it. She's digging it. You guys want to know how much we're digging it? We're digging it enough for there to be it's on. I believe I should be getting a special package. Get to show you guys something before it goes on the store. Some special Reed's putty. Some cutesy pootsy Reed's putty for you cutesy pootsy Kristen fans, and some dark and creepy Reed's putty for dark and creepy fans. I believe I don't know how much I could say. I believe I kind of hinted it. I teased it in a collage picture. It's a little bit disguised. I'll get to show you guys when it arrives here, but you guys will get to check me and Kristen's channels out for first looks at our collaborations with Reed's Putty. There are going to be some, I'm not sure, I think, no, don't quote me on this, but there might be duo packs of like one Kristen putty and one mushy putty in a pack that you can buy, you know, a duo pack of and then there's gonna be a dark and creepy pack with a dark and creepy like cover minder, and I think a pen and a putty, and then there's gonna be a Crafty-ish Kristen collaborative set with a putty and a cover minder, and I think a pen or something too. Ooh, you better try it. You're gonna love it. I tell you, I love it. I've been loving it. It's probably, I mean, I haven't had as much time with this putty as I have with other putties over the course of the last year and a half or so, but an argument could be made that this is probably the best putty that I've ever tried. I can take my putty honk, like fresh out of the little container. I can take it and stick it directly on my canvas, and it won't leave, or take away the stick and won't leave anything behind. Like, what the heck? I can ask. I can ask if they ship to the UK. I'm not sure, but if they don't, then I mean they ship to me, and then I could ship to the UK. Look, it leaves nothing behind, and still tacky. What? What? Mm-hmm. Yeah. How many of you guys had your butt puckers clench when I stuck the putty to the canvas like that? Just wondering, how many of you guys clenched? I did the first time. The first time I ever did that, it was an accident actually. I was like flipping it around in my hand, trying to get a feel, trying to stretch it, see if it had any stretch, like any taffying type of effect or anything. And I was playing with it over a canvas that was not covered, like a big idiot. And I dropped, plop. And I'm like, no! And I'm like, go, here goes my canvas. And I go to pick it up. And imagine my surprise when I pried it off, because I mean it kind of stuck, and I had to pull a little bit, and I pried it off and nothing was left behind, and it was still sticky. I was like, "Ooh." But I tell you, every orifice in my body clenched in that moment as the putty was falling onto, and I think it was a Rokari canvas, because I was like, not an expensive canvas, no. Well, tell her I sent you, Dawn. Um, you can name drop me. Tell her I sent you. I don't think it'll do anything for you, but you can. I'm not. I mean, heck, it'd probably be just the same as like telling her Joe Blow sent you. It did do a crap ton of nothing for you, but hey, it could be fun. You could feel like really cool and special to be able to be like, just to say somebody sent you. Yeah, Mushy sent me. I want to do that. I'm going to do that. Can I do that with you sometime, Wendy? Can I like contact someone somewhere? You tell me who to contact, and I can just be like, yes, my name is Mushmallow. You don't know me, but I know Wendy. Wendy sent me. I want to be. That just sounds sexy. I just want to say it. Tell me where I can go and say that. It doesn't have to do anything for me. I guess I could literally just like pick up the phone and call call McDonald's and just be like, yes, I'm calling because Wendy sent me. But then they might think Wendy like Wendy's, and then it might start some kind of feud between the restaurants. I shouldn't do that. I should pick somewhere else. I should just call Wendy. I should just call you Wendy and be like, yes, I'm calling because Wendy sent me. Wendy is Diamonds and Stuff. For anyone who didn't know, I'm using her real name. Sorry, my bad. It's just Wendy is so much quicker than Diamonds and Stuff. I guess I can say that pretty fast. Maybe it's not that much quicker. Wendy, Diamonds and Stuff. It's a little bit quicker. She will be so what? Yeah, pretty much. So what? And do you want a round of applause? So Mushy sent you. Okay. What's she want now? I shaped my putty like a freaking movie killer. What more does she want from me? Yeah, maybe I'll start leaving comments if I ever get to watch YouTube again. I swear. I keep getting trapped in TV shows, you guys. So any creator friends out there that are just like, you know what, you be a bia, you haven't left a comment forever. Truth be told, I haven't watched a lot of YouTube in a while, and when I do, I'm usually multitasking. So I make sure to always thumbs up, always. And I know that the importance of a comment, if I do comment, it's usually emojis because nails, for one. Nails get in the way, and I end up typing something terribly, horribly regretful and embarrassing. But I've been stuck on. We've been binge watching Handmaid's Tale. I just got done binge watching. What did I finish? Couple shows, but I've been rewatching like old episodes of Catfish. Y'all. After a while, it gets to be the same episode over and over. It's the same story. Oh, yeah, I met this person online. They won't video chat. And then I got to thinking, someday Neve is gonna call me. I am waiting for Neve and Cammy to call me. And they're gonna be like, yeah, we think you're a catfish because you never get on camera. You know? I'm like, oh, you're catfishing the diamond painting community. Nobody's seen your face. Can you zoom? No, I cannot. That's suspicious. Why not? Because I'm still in my pajamas. I don't have a bra on. My hair's not done, and my face isn't on. That's why. And my teeth are fuzzy. Maybe that's why. Handmaid's Tale, yeah. Oh, 11 p.m. last night when the finale came out. We were there. We were there and ready. There and ready. And I guess there's a sequel coming. So, yeah. Been trying not to spoiler things for months. I was trying not to spoiler things because like there's all kinds of videos coming out on stuff, and I have some of those I want to see. But I've been binging Catfish, and there's another show I was really bummed. Handmaid's Tale. I can't freaking remember what the other. And then I found a show I thought I was gonna love until about 5 minutes into the first episode, and I was like, oh, I couldn't take it. It was called, shoot. Oh no. What is it called? Something like Weird Love, Misunderstood Love, Weird Love. Frick. But basically, it's a show about like fetishy stuff. And I thought, okay, I can laugh, kind of watch and laugh along with, people who genuinely think that they're in love with their vehicle, and marry their vehicle. I was like, oh my gosh, that's, and I can kind of like dive into let me try to understand these people. Let me try to hear these people explain their mental process, like where let me just understand psychology research, right? But the first episode, they were showing like hints of what was to come. And hello, did you pick up a drill? No. How about you pick up a drill? And I couldn't do it. I saw a very young man making out with a very pretty graphically. They were pretty graphic in what they were showing. Interaction with a very young and a very elderly woman, and I guess his segment was like his strange love addiction, obsession, kink or whatever was grandmas. The older the better. And I was like, oh, nope, 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 can't do it. Stranger Stories? What's that? I would be like, hi, if Mushmallow calls, I have no idea who she is. Wendy. Oh, that's funny. But I thought I could be down with, like, I know I've watched some shows with Leah in the past. She likes watching those weird shows like Pimple Popping and like what is that? Emergency room horror stories or weird stuff like, and that, that stuff I could monsters inside me, that kind of thing. I could do that. I could handle that for the most part. But there was just something about like the fetish stuff that I was just like, no, 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 I can't. There were some of the stuff that I was just like, that's great for you. I'm happy that's making you happy, but I can't look. I can't witness. It's triggering something in me that is making me cringe a little. Some of them were, and I was like, oh, no. Yeah. I watched a weird one where a dude liked dressing as a baby. His wife had to change his diet. Yes, Dawn. That was the other one. That was like another segment of that show. They were showing the previews of what was coming in the episode or in the series or whatever. And that was one that I was like, no, I can't. I'm sorry. There's like literally nothing that I want to see about. I don't even care about where they're coming from and there's the psychology behind this at all. Um, I think it was the other way around though, where the guy was making his wife, she had to sleep in a crib and wear a diaper and suck on a pacifier, and he would watch through the bars, and she had to like communicate and goo goo gaga and stuff. I was like, oh no. And somehow he found that erotic. And I was like, yeah, no, I can't get down with that. Nope, sorry. Nope, not for me. Not for me. I mean, hey, if there are any of you out there that or a similar fetish applies to, I'm sorry if I don't mean to sound judgmental. If it works for you and you're happy and you're not hurting anybody, more power to you. I just don't want to be invited to watch a show about it. Thank you. Can't do it. Can't do it. But yeah, it was just some stuff that I was just like, yeah. No. I'll stick with my serial killers. Thank you. Thank you. My bad. I shouldn't have gone exploring for other weird shows. Never mind, I take it back. A show that I really liked seeing. I don't know if there's more seasons or if it only had the one, but one that really touched my heart and I learned quite a bit from actually was Love on the Spectrum, I think is what it's called. And that is an interesting educational, for me, it was an educational experience to watch that show. I actually really enjoyed that show. I don't typically love like those reality love shows. I think a lot of them are staged, but I don't feel like this one was. But I could be being naive. I don't know. I hope so too, Margie. Thank you. I know that I had 2 auctions going. One just ended today at noon. I don't know what time. I think my tablet's time is off. But it ended at noon CST, and that was for my personal Raven Diamond Art stash. And then Thursday or Friday, depending on how long it takes me to assemble the requisite materials, I should have a second auction and my final efforts to help the family. And it's going to be, and I shouldn't say my final, but like I'm just kind of a catalyst for it. But it's community donated diamond painting canvases that they're going to be going up for auction. There's going to be some DAC, there's some budget, there's some like thematic groupings. I think I saw a Pam diamond painting in there. There's some Raven diamond art in there. So yeah, and it's going to go on for about a week because I know people, finances, paydays, and things like that. And I want to give people the opportunity to be able to peruse and consider and budget if they need to budget, if they want something. Um, so I'm going to give that one a week to be up and posted. It'll end Friday. It'll start this Friday and end the next Friday, which I think is June 6th. I remember right. And yeah, that's kind of what we'll do. And I can't do it. I thought about doing it live. But realized that not everyone can be at every live, and it would exclude a bunch of people. Didn't want to do that. I didn't want to keep it exclusively to the Facebook group because not everybody uses Facebook, is in the Facebook group, and that cuts off a bunch of people's access. So the best way I could think of doing it was the silent auction situation with a Google form. So that way the Google form can be shared amongst various communities. And on my YouTube community page for those who don't want to join Facebook and stuff. And they can go in the Google document and peruse and place whatever they'd be willing to pay for it. And, if they're the highest bidder, then they win. And if they're not, then, no harm, no foul. Maybe next time. Yeah, I got to start. I'm going to finish this little section. I not here in the live because I think we're about done here. But I'm going to today finish this little section. And then I'm going to hop over to the auction and start going through the information and find out who won and start contacting winners. Winner chicken dinner. So yeah, that's my plans for today. And then I am gonna get my clothing, my attire for tomorrow ready, and I have to call the florist and make sure that it'll be, the arrangement will be ready tomorrow morning. And yeah, I kind of wanted to, sorry, I didn't plan this live. I didn't schedule it. I didn't announce it. I just popped on here. I just been struggling, feeling some type of way, and have been, I don't know, I just felt like potentially being around people while I was working and talking about Andy and updating anyone who maybe didn't see me spamming the world with updates. Sorry. Sharing is caring. And, kind of talking about how diamond painting is helping me through this rough time. And I hope if anyone's going through any kind of rough time emotionally, life-wise, grief-wise, any kind of emotion, any kind of mental state or emotion, that diamond painting is able to help you too. I just want to make sure other people knew that if this is how they use diamond painting in some cases, in some instances, as a form of mental health alleviation, reprieve, anything like that, you're not alone. Me too. Therapeutic. My diamond painting therapy is what I call it. I'm like, I need some diamond painting therapy. Let me add it. Thank you, Margie. Yeah, I'm about to head off too. Oh, I thought you said going to the bathroom, and I was like, I really could have done without knowing that, Dawn. I really could have done without knowing you were going to the... Is painting the bathroom code for going to the bathroom? Are you just too modest? Is that like too proper and to say using the urination station, so we're going to call it painting the bathroom? Pretty sure Sundown painted the bathroom brown at some point this morning. Sorry, Sundown.
I've got good aim.
Got good aim. Yeah, it helps soothe. You know, I think it has a lot to do with putting things in their place, putting things in order. You know what I mean? It's something you have control over. And for me, it's been helping, like, because I'm like, found myself, oh my gosh, I'm being such a lazy bum. I'm not doing anything but sitting around moping and feeling sorry for myself and everybody around me. But diamond painting, I actually feel like I'm making progress on something. I'm just doing something progressive. And, you know, picking up the drills and placing them in the right place is making it, you know, me feel like I have some order in life. You know what I mean? Helps feel less chaotic. And hearing the pops is a nice little sound therapy. It's all around really a really good hobby for a lot of people. Not for everybody, but it is good for some. And I just haven't had the heart to play a video. I'm not there yet. I'm not at video game status yet to where I can be like, I feel guilty. I still feel guilty if I consider playing a video game because I just I'm not through the process yet to where I'm comfortable kind of doing things that are too close to getting back to any kind of entertainment or joy in terms of, does that make sense? Like video games or board, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Please don't ask me to try. I'm trying and I can't. But there are certain things that I'm not ready to do yet for some reason. You know what I mean? It just does, it feels wrong to want to do or to try to do some things like video games and stuff. And Dawn says she has no shame. If she painted the bathroom brown, she would just say so.
All right.
So, well, you guys, I'm gonna get out of your ear. Sorry, like I said, I try to keep my channel a little more positive and upbeat, generally speaking. And this was kind of a melancholy type situation, and I apologize, but you know, I'm working through it, and we'll get back to normal when I get back to normal. It'll happen when it happens. Oh, that's a good point. Not being needing to keep count of things like numbers of rows or stitches. Yeah. Yep, just I mean, well, when I'm multi-placing, I gotta keep count of how many drills I picked up on the end of my pin. If you want to be technical. No, I know what you mean though. I'm just being a booger. Yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me and dealing with my I'll get back to my normal self and when my normal self is ready to come back. So I just wanted to take the time to thank everybody for being here for me and Sundown while we've grieved the loss of a friend, for being there for the Garcia family, for being there for Andy himself, all of it. Thank you. You know, every comment, every share, every heart emoji, every thumbs up emoji, you know, every donation, everything matters, you know. Everything matters to them. They've been when he was still with us, he was watching the posts and all the well wishes, and it brought him to tears. His mom is keeping an eye and sees all the well wishes, and it brings her to tears. It means a lot to them to know. They keep saying how, and Andy kept saying how he couldn't believe that there was still so much good in this world, that he's like, these people don't even really know me. And I explained, I'm like, well, we've been talking about you since the beginning of the channel. Not, not as much, there hasn't been a whole lot to update, chemo again this week, chemo again this week, chemo again. It's, I said, but when there's been major updates, we've been updating, and so they know of you for the most part. Most people have at least heard your name mentioned. And he's like, but they don't know me, and they're hoping I get better, and they're here for me when I need people, and they're sending me prayers. And it just it really did, matter to him, and it really matters to his family now, and I just want you guys to know that, and thank you for it. So thank you everybody for everything, and look forward to, I don't know if there will be a Figure It Out Friday, sorry, but look forward to a memorial video in the near future showing you guys exactly how much was raised and where it all went, and what your well wishes and prayers and thoughts and caring has meant to the family, and all the things related to that. All right. Thanks again, guys. Until next time, stay naughty. Bye. You have to wait for me to unscrew from my mount. Isn't that the stupidest thing ever? Okay, bye.